Hi guys, Irit here with a new process video for HipKit Club, and this is how I started. I used the fantastic free leaves cut files by Kim Watson, and I just cut a whole bunch of them. I think these are just for subscribers. Um, I'm not sure, but they're great. So I just filled the whole white cardstock. I resized them. I made a lot of them, the smaller ones, I just cut the outline of the leaf. And yeah, now I'm going to play with some watercolors. So the first thing I'm doing, you can see there, is I am mixing colors that match that pattern paper. Now, I'm not going to use the pattern paper actually. I think I was going to, but this ended up being a very clean layout with hardly any pattern paper. So I'm going to get all my color from coloring those white cardstock leaves. But the nice thing about it is that you get a nice color palette that you know is harmonious without actually having to come up with it yourself. So that's the great thing about using something like a pattern paper or a sticker sheet as your inspiration or your guide for your colors. Now the mixing part, this is a palette with actually a lot of colors. Okay, I'll finish the first thought. So the mixing part, it does take some practice and a little bit of color theory, to know what colors create other colors, but very professional lingo here. But obviously it helps if you have a lot of colors because, usually there's a color that is close enough and then you just have to add maybe a little bit of another color to tweak it. Now, these watercolors are really fantastic, I gotta say. These are from Russia. They are made by a company called St. Petersburg and they're called White Knights. And this one is the 36 full pan set, whole pans set. I have a video on my channel with a full review of this, so I don't want to go into it now. All I can say is that they are artist grade and they are fantastic value, in my opinion. So the way I'm going to do this is there are lots of techniques to paint your leaves in an attractive way, and one of them is just to dip the leaves in your watercolors. It's a little bit messy, but it creates this beautiful stained watercolored look that you can create with a brush, but it's a little bit harder and probably slower. So, because you have to clean it between colors, and here you really don't. You just dip and go. And I'm kind of turning it as I go around. I don't dip the exact same area in different colors just to avoid creating mud. So the trick also here is to work in layers. It just becomes a lot more interesting when you let the first layer dry and then you add some more layers. So here I also decided to use a brush, and you kind of get a similar look. I guess I just wanted to try everything, get a little bit of variety. You do have more control if you're using a small brush because you can really control where you apply the paint. And here I had just small areas in the leaves that are small to begin with, so it was easy to work with the brush. And you don't need any fancy brush for this. Whatever you have will work. Just my recommendation is to try and keep your watercolor brushes separate from the ones you use for paint. You want them to stay clean and soft, and I have separate brushes for watercolors. What else can I tell you? So I cut this from cardstock and it's not ideal, but I'm not drenching it in water, so the paper kind of handles it. I think that you would probably get an even prettier look if you actually use watercolor paper, but I am a bit scared of putting watercolor paper through my Silhouette Cameo because I'm in Europe and I can't just go to the store and get a replacement if I break it or something. So I'm a bit scared to cut it. Oh, there, I decided to zoom in a little bit so you can see, but there's really nothing, too sophisticated here. It's just dip in your paint and go. You can add the paint directly from the pan, but especially if you're using artist grade watercolors, the colors get very intense. So it's probably better if you're not too confident. It's probably better to, mix it a little bit on your palette, and then you get a better idea of how intense the color is when you see it on your palette. I got a little bit braver at the end because I really enjoyed bright colors. I think, I do a lot of layouts with soft colors, but I think somewhere, and I love how it looks, and I'm kind of in a soft palette stage right now, but I don't know, I think somehow those bright colors, that bright pink and blue, I think that speaks to my heart. So you see now I'm getting braver. And I really think that you can get this type of intensity, and I wasn't using the full intensity of the paint with artist grade watercolors. But if you prefer a softer look, then really any type of watercolor would work. Even the children's sets that are really, great and affordable, they'll create a beautiful look also. If you have mists, you can just, dip your brush in your mist, or just spritz a few squeezes onto your palette and use your mists. You can use distress inks, that rub them on a craft sheet and then add a little bit of water. Whatever you have, you can make it work for this technique. I mean, whatever kind of, ink or mist or water soluble type of product, this would work. You can also just use your Prima oil pastels. If you have those came in the August kit. It will create a different look, but you can still color these leaves to look really beautiful. So here I'm getting braver with the colors, and obviously I'm not going for anything realistic here. I'm just going with pretty colors, and this is so much fun. I really, really recommend that you try this. And as I said, you get a much prettier look if you let it dry and then add another layer. Now here I think I grabbed a few of the bigger leaves that I cut, and these I cut with all the details, so not just the outline. And what I did here, I don't think in this one, but I think in the next one, which is another really great way. There, I'm showing you because it's so cute. My camera is resisting. So there, you start with the water, you just dab some water on your leaf in this case, and then you drop in the watercolor, and it just spreads, especially artist grade watercolors, they just spread beautifully where the water is. So that's another easy, fun technique to create this really painterly, watercolory type of look. I hope you know what I mean. I know what I mean, so that's good. That kind of random stained look that is so pretty with watercolors. And yeah, so this is basically the main this is what took me the longest to paint the leaves, because once they were dry, I think it took me like really 10 minutes to put the layout together. So it's such a fun process, because for me this part is so enjoyable, and that just makes me happy. I mean, look at that pretty leaf, all colored in blue, just like in nature. And yeah, you know, in this way you can use whatever colors you want, and you're really not limited to anything. But I recommend deciding on your color palette to start with, and I think that will make all the painting process faster and more fun. So everything is dry. Now I'm just adding another layer to some of them here with a brush. I think some I will just dip again in the paint. Whatever works for you. Everything kind of looks great just because the shape is so cute, and you know, the watercolors are so pretty. And yeah, that's it. I have my nice selection. I am going to combine also some white leaves that I didn't paint at all. It's also so pretty, you know, that really clean, fresh white look. There I go, just dipping some more leaves. And the final touches on these leaves are going to be some splatters. So I'm going to use the paint we got there. I'm showing you this brush if the camera wants to focus. It's a fan brush, and because it looks like a fan, and it's really great for making splatters. You can use any brush, but I have this one, so I thought I would use it. And I'm dipping it in one of the shimmers goodies we got in the color kit. It has this beautiful, you can see kind of a coral color, and it's shimmery. So it just creates beautiful little shimmery splatters on my autumn blue and pink leaves. And I had to add some gold because, you know, it's just, gold is so pretty. And at the beginning I thought I was going to use one of my shimmer sprays that is gold and really beautiful, but I don't know, the shade was just a little bit not what I was looking for, so I decided to go with, I'm sorry, that was super fast. That's the Heidi Swap Color Shine in gold. And this time I'm using the nozzle because it's fast. And I don't know if yours is like this, but mine is quite watery, so it can create really huge drops, which is fine with me, but you know, you just want to be careful if you're not interested in those big blobs. I think it looks pretty. So everything is dry now, and I am arranging it on my white cardstock. Now, I think another really pretty idea would be to add some splatters or some watercolors with the packaging technique around this wreath. I think that would look really, really pretty. I kept it clean, but I'm very tempted to go back and add some splatters because it's very clean. And yeah, I'm just adding very little glue just to keep things in place because, of course, I'm going to run it through my sewing machine. I think that's one of the things that make this come together and look just, you know, a lot more intentional and finished, the sewing. And so I'm going to add that. Now I'm trying this new tape runner because I'm slowly running out of my ATG. I really need to order some more. And, you know, I gotta say, it's really convenient to work with these small tape runners, but I know I'll eventually go back to my ATG just because it's so much more economical for me. You know, I don't have any craft stores with coupons and sales and all that, so the ATG is just the most economical. But so just a side note, I'm trying this one out. I got it, I think it was on sale somewhere, some online store that I got a few things. So I got that, but I don't think I can, you know, keep this habit, afford this habit of these cute, tiny adhesive runners. So I thought about adding some of these, I think these are Simple Stories, the die cuts. but I don't. So there's the sewing. I went, I think, a couple of times around it, and now it's time to finish this up. So I'm using this photo collage of 2 photos. I made this on my phone with an app called PhotoGrid, and it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. I think this will be my go-to app for my December daily type of album, if I manage to make one, just because you can make collages like so simple, and you can also edit the photos, you know, brighten them and all that in the app, and then just send it to your printer, in my case the Canon Selfie, or, you know, upload it to some online printing service or whatever you're using. I did that also. It also worked really well. I'm not sure which system I will use this year, but anyway, that's the photo here. And these chipboard pieces are from the main kit, from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection, and my title will be Captured Today. And yeah, it's cute photos of my 2 girls, and I'm going to add a little bit journaling about right now, and you know, how they are growing and changing and all those things. And I'm just going to add a few more chipboard pieces. I think all of them from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection. I am very particular with my colors, so only a few made the cut. Only a few really coordinated with my color scheme here. I used Maggie Holmes Gather pattern paper to you know, to decide my color palette. So those are the embellishments that coordinate with it the best. And I think those wood buttons will make it to the final layout. I think most of the things I added kind of with, you know, a tone-on-tone look. One of my go-to techniques, that yellow chipboard heart, is on a yellow leaf. And I think I'll add a pink one on a pink leaf. So always good to go, you know, for what you're used to and what works for you. Not to say that you shouldn't try new stuff, but in this case, I went back to what I do all the time, just because I really like how it looks. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll probably be finished soon because I don't think I added some more. I did add, I think, a couple more of the like touches in gold, and just a few more bits and pieces from that chipboard, like thickers, chipboard words, whatever worked for me. I just wanted some more gold because there's gold in the today word, and then the gold splatters on the leaves. So I just wanted to add some more gold chipboard on the layout. And yeah, that wood button is not going to stay, I think, the blue one, because the blue wasn't exactly like the blue I used, so I couldn't live with myself with that color coordinating crime, so it goes away. And yeah, that's it. What else? So this is the new term of the Hip Kit Club design team, and now I'm switching from Saturdays, which were my old days, to Tuesday. If you're in Europe, then probably you'll wake up Wednesdays to be able to see this my weekly projects, because they go live at, I think, midnight for us here in Europe, or around that time. And yeah, so make sure you tune in every week. I still have video tutorials and projects that I make with the kids every week. So that's it. That must be it. I don't think I added anything more. I think I added the journaling. Oh, I added the journaling, and I cut down the white cardstock, probably a 1/2 inch on, each side. So it's probably 11.5 inches, something like that. And that's my finished layout. I had so much fun making it. I highly recommend that you do this. If you don't have a cutting machine, you can cut by hand. simple leaves and, you know, do exactly the same. So thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.